Welcome to episode 4 of Tales of Terramir, an actual play fantasy role-playing campaign set in an original homebrew world. I'm Wes Ford. I'm the game master for this campaign. If you'd like to follow me off the stream, I'm on Instagram at WesRFord.
Hey, my name is Mike Nones. I'm playing Gemma Ashenlight, a human sorcerer.
Hey, I'm Hannah Nye, and I'm playing Willa Kettle Whistle, Gem Dragonborn Blood Hunter. I have an illustration Instagram. Feel free to follow me at Miss Nicoya.
Woo! Rob Parkinson here. I'm playing Rezik, Panginian Human Rogue. You can follow me on Twitter at RobotKiller with zeros instead of O's. And as always, follow the at Tales of Terramir Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything account. It's on everything except LinkedIn.
Should do it. We're actually on LinkedIn.
Challenge
Oh, are we?
accepted.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. So if you're looking for work, hit us up.
Yeah.
So I'm Justin. I'm playing Anton Dargos, who is a human fighter. And if you want more of this, find me on YouTube at VH Saves.
Justin, you want to talk about your new release, bud?
Oh, yeah. On VH Saves, there's a compilation out. You can buy some of the hits on DVD and VHS. Get at it.
Get at it. It's awesome. Check it out. Pending any life events, we will be streaming new episodes of this show on Twitch at twitch.tv/Tales of Terramir every other Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as Rob has already said. You can also watch us on YouTube or listen to recordings of our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many other podcast platforms at least a few days after the episode is streamed. We are so close to reaching our goal of 50 followers on Twitch. So please follow us and share with your friends. Also, any donations to the show are greatly appreciated and go a long way to help our production costs for this. So just navigate to the tips panel on our About tab, and for new followers or donations, you can see your name ping on the screen live. All right. I believe that's the end of our introductions and our announcements. So let's continue our adventures in Tales of Terramir. Okay, welcome back. Let's recap our previous session. While visiting the Lazy Pony stables in the Maple Crossroads, the party spoke with its owner, Simon Hobb, and his half-elf son, Tristan, who appears to have been the last person to see the missing elf child, Kymel, alive. Tristan claimed that while playing hide-and-seek around the Stonewall Manor, Kymel disappeared, and he mentioned that they'd seen strange things occur at the manor, particular folk that often entered and exited through the back entrance to the manor's cellar, and rumors of the place being haunted. Though Simon waved off any superstition of the supernatural, he did show concern on the matter. Thanking Simon and Tristan for their time, the adventurers turned to leave, but found themselves standing before a Domarian knight who had arrived to stable his horse. After a brief exchange, the party left as quickly and as unsuspecting as they could, deciding to visit the Watering Hole Tavern next. After walking through a more shady area of town, the group entered the Rough and Tumble Tavern to find a rowdy crowd drinking, fighting, and partying even early in the morning. The lone proprietor behind the bar, an orange-skinned, horned tiefling named Daros, poured drinks and spoke with the adventurers, happy to see newcomers to his tavern. Razik asked where they could potentially pick up work, and Daros pointed out a contact for the Crimson Knuckles, a tough-looking human wearing a red scarf like a number of other patrons. Razik and Anton met with the man, while Gemma, Willa, and Savamel, who Raz communicated with telepathically, stayed at the bar. The Crimson Knuckles contact offered a thieving job and a hit job, the latter on the halfling Lesia Lunaberry, the woman from the market who had her ware stolen. The Knuckles had heard about her reporting it to the guards, and now they wanted to eliminate her. But after Anton critically failed to persuade the man to send Knuckles with them to the halfling, he retracted the job and told them to leave. Looking to avoid trouble, the party regrouped and left the watering hole to warn Lesia about the price on her head. Meeting her back at the market, she thanked them for the warning, packed her things, and decided to head north to her grandmother's farm to hide from any potential assassins. With more of the day still ahead of them, the party decided to meet with the old elf farmer they'd heard about at Eagle's Nest Farm, who apparently had some similarity to Anton's demeanor. The retired adventurer, a handsome but weathered druid named Elduin, was happy to see adventurers in town that are willing to confront the Crimson Knuckles gang. Though he was concerned about the missing elves, he'd observed more of the Knuckles' activity, believing them to have taken residence in an abandoned tower a few miles south of the Maple Crossroads. The group decided to confront them once and for all, particularly Razik, who seemed thirsty for bloodshed. Gemma guided them down an old foot trail, which led to a crumbled old tower. Sneaking their way close to the camp, they were eventually spotted by red-scarfed bandits on the outside, and they launched into combat. All except for Willa went in for the kill, the Dragonborn choosing to use her maul non-lethally to knock out one of the men. And as Anton drove his sword through the neck of the final enemy, more voices could be heard from within the tower. Now, we bring you over to where we last left off.
Oh.
And
Anybody
we
else
are-
lose? There we go.
As the final body of the bandit captain collapses to the ground, blood squirting onto the grass and the dirt at your feet. You turn and you hear there are voices within the tower shouting an alert, an alarm. What are you going to do?
This guy's dead?
They're all dead except for one. This one is
Oh, he's
unconscious.
knocked out. Right on. Okay.
Take cover. There's more coming.
He got booped.
Razik is gonna
Savamel
try and
will,
move.
Salvamel catches up to you all.
Hey, welcome back to the party.
All right, what should we do? I think there's more inside. Prepare yourselves.
Let's funnel them through the entrance there and pick them off as they come.
Everyone still in? Everyone
Yeah,
ready?
we've made it this far, so
Right.
You gonna
All
be
right.
okay, Willa? You've got some red on you.
yeah. She kind of like starts brushing off the blood off her face. She's like, "I'll follow my rules, and maybe that'll be enough to make me feel good."
Did anyone else get injured? We're all okay?
Savamel looks around. I think we're fine for now. Not much
Right.
not much time to treat injuries that aren't serious. Perhaps we should head in.
All right.
And he has his crossbow out, and he's just kind of eyeing the front door.
Oh, didn't we hear people coming down at the end of the last session?
You did hear voices and people getting close, but nothing has come out yet.
Okay.
All right. Gemma, get behind the gem dragon. Everyone follow me.
going in.
Savamel, as you enter, you can see that there are there's a stairway in front of you, but it looks like the stairs that once led up to other stories has completely collapsed. The tower has crumbled in on itself, and it seems that there's just one story here on this old tower. There are doors here to the north in this hallway, a lit torch, and seems to be an open passageway here.
All right, got to double back.
I poke my head into the passageway to the south. Do we see anything?
I believe you currently do not, but as you step in, you do get a sense. You get this real strong smell of body odor, mold, and burning oil from these lit torches that are inside. It looks like you've stumbled into some sort of makeshift living space for these Crimson Knuckles. You've started to see like random body or bedrolls and piles of dirty clothes. And as you step in, there is, you do hear some sort of shouting and some whispers. You don't need to roll perception for that. You can automatically hear them. There is definitely some activity beyond.
All right, everyone, we need to be stealthy.
All right, let me if you'd like, I can try and stalk ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll try and
Go ahead.
roll stealth.
Go scout,
Yep, go
Smiling Man.
Roll stealth.
Stealth. Got a 11 to stealth.
You do hear your leather boots squeak a little bit and onto this sort of wettish, moist stone, but you step forward as well as you can. Where do you go?
Take a vantage point next to this, this door, I guess, this open door, and I want to kind of like peek around the corner if that's okay.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right. Whoops, I'm sorry. I rolled a performance check. That's not accurate. 21.
Oh, good. 21 perception. You peek inside and you can see that, and hear with your perception, there seem to be people getting into position. There's another wall just beyond the one that you're looking at, but it goes around and you can see another lit torch, and there's a bedroll to your south. No one in the immediate vicinity that you can see, but you know that there are people just beyond where you're at.
I turn to Anton and Willa, hold up 2 fingers, and then turn my hand into a fist, and then put that fist into my palm.
What did he say? Hey, really quick, this door to the north of us, do I hear any rustling coming from there, just from where I'm standing? Like activity?
Roll a perception check, Gemma.
An 8.
You don't hear a thing. All you hear is the flicker of the torch and the activity of your friends moving forward.
Gotcha.
All right. Spot anything, Smiling Man?
2 men, I whisper.
All right. You think, are their backs turned?
Not at all. They're ready.
All right. You ready?
We might be able to get the drop on them if we act all at once.
All right. Here we go.
All right. I summon a psychic blade.
Sword and contest shout.
I'm gonna try and throw it as Anton goes into the room.
The wall.
Whoops.
There's a wall right here, and it goes around.
Okay.
All right.
Tight squeeze up here.
Great.
And Anton, go ahead and stop. There is a bandit right that was along that wall, and
Yep,
as you
I
move forward,
See.
strikes out at you. He was waiting for you. Rolls to hit you with a 17. Sorry, we seem to be getting a weird audio issue here.
Our game has tinnitus. Apologize.
I don't think. Turning off my mic. It's not me. I don't think.
I muted mine.
It's not unbearable.
It's pretty
If you're
bad.
listening to the audio version, it probably will be.
All right. It's pretty bad. So maybe we should go to technical difficulties again.
Oh, there
Oh,
we
I
go.
just stopped. Okay.
Thank you, audio gremlins, wherever you are.
This
Right on
is
time.
the thing about being live, folks. It's great.
It's an
All right.
adventure.
17 to hit you, Anton, with that scimitar attack. Assume that hits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
He slashes at you for 5 slashing, and with that, let's go ahead and you take the damage. Let's go ahead and go into initiative, as everyone hears this attack right now from your friend Anton. Go ahead and roll.
13.
2.
14.
22.
Wow.
One moment, getting things lined up here. Okay, let's see. Boom. All right, we are rolled. All right, let's line up the sending order. We have Razik. Razik, you are first. You've heard your friend just ahead of you who went around the corner of the wall, who kind of slipped around. You heard like a slash. He got attacked. You knew that there was someone on the other side, and now you definitely know there's someone on the other side. So it is your turn.
Awesome. Has he made any sort of sounds? This bandit guy. Has
He
called
did.
out or
He
anything?
struck out. He struck out to hit like and then Anton it was a scream, and you could hear the attack.
What was my damage?
It was 5 slashing damage.
5. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is this bed on the floor? This bed that this gentleman is standing on top of? Is it like a bedroll bed?
Those are all bedrolls.
All right. Cool. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't about to stand on something large. I'm gonna run. Oh crap! I didn't see this guy at all. Crap. Well, this changes things a little bit. 10. I will try and flank around the back of this dude. Can I occupy this space? It seems like there's a lot of debris.
You can step through it. It is a bunch of piled dirty clothes. You will have
Gross.
difficulty movement through that.
Alright, so
You
5,
can
10.
step on it, but you will have disadvantage to attack and
Damn. Okay.
yeah,
Never mind.
it's like a bunch of shit.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Lot
Then,
of skid marked pants.
with the there's a
You
lot
saw
of
them?
dudes living here. A lot of dudes. Not a lot of bathing going on. Okay, so I am going to attack with my best bro Anton over here. Psychic blades to hit. I bless his check. That should not be. I unchecked it. 23 to hit.
You hit.
All right, sweet. So that's going to be 7 sneak, since Anton is within 5 feet of myself, and then 7 psychic.
Okay, 14 damage. How do you kill off this dude?
Oh crap! I just threw the heart. Just stick my intangible blade through it, pull it out. No mark, just collapses. And then with my second attack, gonna summon Psychic Blade in my offhand and chuck it at this gentleman over here.
Yes.
No sneak on that one. 8 psychic damage.
You hit sure, and he takes 8.
And that is my
And
turn.
he seems almost stunned for a moment and just stands there like holding his chest where you struck. Sort of in a daze, in the matter of seconds that it goes to the bandit. Another one in the other room moves forward. Moves forward here and shoots at Anton with the light crossbow.
God damn it.
With a 22.
That hits.
You take 3 piercing damage from a bolt that scrapes against the side of your leg.
Ah, God damn it.
And it goes to Gemma.
Your pants.
Let's see. It was this guy that fired at Anton.
Yeah, the one far north.
She scoots up a little bit, a little unsure of herself, but seeing him get attacked, she's going to instinctually sort of reach out her hand and chuck another firebolt at him. For a 9. Does a 9 hit?
A 9 does not hit.
Okay. She, still being kind of unsure, she's kind of presses against the wall over here, trying to take cover so that, not there. So she can be seen over here so that she can't get attacked. And
Okay. Great. By the way, some people still are blessed. Oh, Razik, actually, you are still blessed, so you do still have that.
Oh,
Was that
interesting. Okay.
I'll give it 2 more rounds after this. Razik, Anton,
Thank you,
will
benevolent God.
you are still so for 2 more rounds, you are blessed.
Hashtag.
It goes to Anton. You're up. Anton, you got struck by a scimitar on the side, and you got hit by a bolt slashed against your leg at the bottom. What are you going to do as you see 2 enemies before you, one sort of in a daze and one with a crossbow aimed at you?
All right. I'm going for a little revenge on crossbow guy here. I'm rushing in.
Crossbow guy is this dude.
Can I use... Oh, sorry. I'm going after crossbow guy. Can I use my Kopesh as my primary, or is that always going to be my offhand?
That will be your primary.
Okay. I'm just going to slash at him.
Yeah. And since you are blessed, you definitely hit. Whoosh, you slashed across. Go ahead and roll damage. You can just click on that in the chat. The co-ship prison. Click on that.
Oh, in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Okay. He does take the 7 slashing. However, he will need to make a Constitution saving throw to resist the poison of your attack. He rolls and gets a 4, so gets the poison damage as well. So that's a total of 11 damage. How do you kill this dude?
All right. It's the Kopesh just goes directly into his face.
Just slash right across the face, splitting his face.
Jesus.
We'll teach you to ruin his pants.
Yeah, don't mess with my pants.
And as you slash across his face, it splits, and you can even see just a little glimmer of like this greenish liquid drip down the side of his skin from the poison as he just looks at you in shock and collapses down. Anything else for your turn, Anton?
Yeah, I have another attack, right?
You have your offhand. You can step forward and use your bonus to attack that dude.
That's what I shall do. I'm going to take a swipe at him.
You definitely hit easily. You pierce right through him, roll
Nice.
your damage. And how do you finish off this dude as well?
All right, this one's going right under the chin.
Like a masterful warrior who has seen battle and war, you spend no time to eliminate your enemies. You defeat them right off. And you see this one defeated as well. It collapses in a pool of blood in his own bedroll. As of right now, we're going to stay in initiative, but you don't see any other enemies at the moment.
It's not comforting.
Not a bad move, smiling man.
Same to you.
So it's going to go ahead and go to Savamel. We're just going to continue to be in rounds here.
Right. and you-
Savamel's going to move forward. He's going to move here. He's going to do a double move. 5, 10, 15, 20.
It's
He's
really
going to go right. Go right here.
hanging back, aren't you, son?
Well, Savamel will move forward next to you and kind
He's
of
got
goes
that
up
fancy
against the
cloak.
wall with this crossbow. Although you have seen him be sort of pompous, you've seen him be fanciful in times, when the moment strikes, he gets serious, and there's a different sort of air about him as he gets into his battle mode. He gets against the wall and even scrapes against his cloak against the oily, slick wall. He doesn't care in the moment, and the moment it is about the battle and what's happening.
What's the wall so oily?
It's
I thought he
it's
was a
kidding.
sardine.
moldy and gross in here. It's moldy and
Okay,
gross in
alright.
here. Yeah.
Barracuda.
It's gonna go to
Another
Willa.
fish joke.
So many fish jokes.
Willa will move forward and
Merman.
kind of like choking on the air and seeing all the dirty laundry and everything, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's really
even
gross
my
in here."
brothers didn't have a room like this." And she'll kind of just step over this guy, just making nothing of it as far as like moving forward, but looking at the body and just kind of like making a displeased face and seeing what's in the next room.
Yeah, you look forward and seems to be just more living space, random objects, more of the same, really. As the room kind of curves around up and to the right. There's a window straight ahead that kind of looks out, but nothing new here, nothing different.
Not much in here, guys.
And that's
we're gonna
not
go
a
ahead-
door over to the northwest. That's not a door.
Which way? Ping.
Up and to the left. Oh,
This one? This is a window.
it's a window.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything possibly over here that we can't see because it's up? Oh, there's a door up there. To
The
right.
room kind of goes up and around to the right.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I'm gonna move up
It's
here.
going to be Razik's turn. It's Razik's turn.
Oh, sorry.
All right. I'm gonna move up before Anton gets a chance. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna bonus action dash, I think. 5, 10, 15. I'll assume the stepping over the corpse is probably difficult terrain through the threshold. It's like, well, excuse me, Jonah. Or sorry, Willa. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'm about right there, and then I can 5, 10, 15. And I'll throw myself up against the side of the
The corner.
yeah, the corner over there. Tactically, Gears of War style, slam
Yep.
into this.
You right
high
before
wall.
you see some sort of really old wooden doors, double doors that seem to be closed. You can't discern anything else in the moment, but yeah, you see these sort of really old wooden, iron barred wooden doors closed right there. Razik, as you kind of slam against the wall, you hear a voice on the other side of the room. Go away. You're gonna regret this. I warn you.
Frightening.
Leave now. It's gonna go to Gemma now.
Seeing everyone go forward, she's going to go. I think I can try to sort of catch up with everyone. And it's 20. And move up next to Anton. Are you okay?
Yeah, just a scratch.
Careful.
Hey, is it me? Or are you getting a better handle on this thing?
I don't think so. That was just, I didn't even mean to do that.
Well, glad you did.
Kind of
Getting stronger.
I guess that's, I'm not going to hold an action or anything like that. She's just cautiously moving forward.
Right in your turn there.
You know what? If I'm not going to do that, I'll just dash just so I can make it against the corner here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Anton.
All right. Let's see. My speed is 30. So I'm gonna move up here.
Like
Six,
Terminator
six.
2.
Yep, you can
I
make
mean-
it there.
I guess that's it. I'm just gonna be. Oh, can I try to look through that door, see what I can see ahead, or is it
Well,
just?
Yep, you make your move there, and you can look forward, and you see just the same sort of wooden double doors that are iron barred on the outside that are closed. You still have your action and a move action. You can choose to use up. You can hold your action for something that happens. You can do something with your bonus action. It's up to you.
I'll just do my move action to get right in front of the door.
You do a dash action, so you make a double move, okay? And you'll stay there. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
a voice in there, Anton.
Come on.
At this time, Anton, as you step forward, you start to feel this breeze coming underneath the doors. Ratsik, you feel this at your feet too. It's almost like this cold wind as it goes. The double doors slam open on either side of you, opening up into this room. And let me reveal. You see this elf, this blonde hair, red clothing, and sort of dressed very strangely, sort of partially hidden and timid. He goes, "The hag mother, she will have none of this." Ah! And she launches a eldritch blast at you, Anton. As this blast of purple greenish energy launches from her hand and slams against you with a 23 to hit. Anton, you take 8 force damage as this blast of eldritch energy slams against you. Anton, you're
First Eldritch attack.
taken off guard from this, especially in the Empire. Magic. What is this? You've never seen anything come from this other than Gemma. What is this? And as you're sort of taken aback from this, it is Savamil's turn.
Question marks just kind of come out of my head.
As Savamil moves forward and sees the sight, says a prayer and sees that you've just been attacked and casts healing word on you, Anton.
Yeah.
You gain 6 healing, 6 health.
Ooh.
Thank you, comrade.
Nods at you as it goes to Willa. Everyone has heard this blast. The doors have slammed open and have heard this blast hit Anton.
Surprised, starts to move forward. She'll get to next to Anton for a second. She'll look at him and be like, "Well, what was that?" And then see the elf and say, "Oh," and get as far as she can with her maul out.
You can see the elf sort of holding out, covering partially her face with this scarf, but also holding her hand out, having just blasted Anton. Have not recovered from that yet. As you move forward, anything else you want to do, Willa?
She'll point to, is it a lady or a man?
It is a lady. It's sort of
point
almost
to
an
the lady with her
androgynous. It's almost a sort of androgynous elf. Hard to tell, but I think you believe it to be a female elf.
Hey, them.
Yeah.
Is there any other kind of elf?
Point to they them and say, now listen, miss, because she's guessing. Now listen, miss, we don't mean any harm. Maybe we could talk this out.
Okay. That's your turn. You have to wait for her turn or their turn for a response. We're gonna go to Razik. Razik, you see this happening. Is there anything else you want to do?
Do I get the sense that from Willa's tone that she's trying to reason?
Oh, you
in a
definitely
genuine
see
way?
that Willa. You see that Willa's trying to reason.
All right. Let's see. 5, 10. Razik's going to head behind and just sort of like slide up directly behind the androgynous elf humanoid. And he's just going to say, you might want to listen to what that nice gem dragon has to say. Otherwise, I might use this held action next turn if you let off one of those blasts. So I guess I'm ready to summon a psychic blade, and if she fires off another eldritch blast or a spell that I can see.
Okay. We're gonna go to Gemma.
All right. I think I can make it next to Anton. I kind of rush up there and get on this side here, still out of the way. She's gonna take out one of her healing potions, and she says, "Here, take this," and hands him. Basically, I guess I can feed it to him as an action.
As an action. Yep.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and do that. You're gonna get blasted in the chest, and that's what, 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. So you get 9 healing points.
All right.
As she
music
shoves
slaps.
a healing. Good. As she shoves a healing potion down your throat, Anton.
I want to throw it on the ground too.
Shit. I'm massaging his throat.
How many of those you got left, Gemma?
Enough. Try to be more careful.
Don't give me the last one.
Don't worry.
Anton, as you swallow the last bit of that healing potion, it's your turn. Feeling rejuvenated.
Right. You look down and take a little swipe of the whatever that eldritch goo is. Now I know what abomination smells like. I go rushing in to flank this person. But like Razik, just kind of post up and wait to see what she does next.
Do you want to hold your action.
Yes, I'm going to hold my action.
For what specifically?
For I'm going to have my sword ready to slash.
If the elf doesn't attack, you'll attack, basically?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yes, correct. My Kopesh
Mhm.
is ready, pointed directly at her.
Okay. It's going to be their turn. The warlock, supposedly this warlock of the Hag Mother. Whatever that means.
Maybe she's
They
nice.
look at all of you. Still trying to cover the face with this red scarf, very much almost resembling the ultimate red scarf or crimson knuckle. Looking around at all of you.
That checks out.
Unstirrest! And she says a magical incantation and instantly teleports out of sight.
Well,
And you are left without. We're out of turns now. They seem to have escaped.
well, Willow, we
Using-
tried to do it your way.
Using Dimension Door, they teleported away.
Ella runs over and she's like, "Where'd she go?" And she tries to like put her hands through the space that she was just at. She's obviously never seen this before. And she start like rummaging through the boxes behind her to see if she's behind there.
That was a
Check
quick.
under that rock while you're at it.
Took a quick.
Yeah. If
She might
anyone
be
would
really
like to,
small.
if anyone would like to, you can roll an investigation check.
Okay.
What happened? Where did they go?
Got a 7. Woo. Willow's got an 11. Razik with the 24.
24, yeah, thank you. Sorry, I forgot to call that out. Yeah, Gemma, she might know a thing or two about magic. Maybe we could learn from her. Doesn't seem
I
like
don't
the
know
nicest
why.
sort.
I don't know why you would say that. I don't know.
It's gonna be hard to find a teacher in the Empire. You might not have a choice when it comes to controlling those powers. Just saying. Something to consider.
You do find in the room you find that there's a chest on the table right here. And Willa is sort of, or actually Razik is the one that spots this. Nothing
Check
else
it for
seems to be of
traps.
note. Willa and everyone else seems to find just like random like supplies, you know, food and random things like that. Foodstuffs, textiles.
It's always textiles.
It's always textiles. But yeah, specifically there's a chest on a table right here.
Can I check it for traps?
Yes, you can. Roll a
Using my
perception check.
Thieves' eyes. Woo! A 9. 9.
Okay. It doesn't appear to be trapped. But you can tell that it is locked.
Anyone else able to open locks?
I would
All right.
think it would be the thief who would be.
No, I can. I wanted to give you guys a chance to do
Sure,
something.
yeah. Got it. You never know.
Trying to be a team player.
Well, I can smash it.
Pull out my thieves' tools. Probably we'll keep that in our back pocket.
If you'd like to unlock it with your thieves' tools, go ahead and roll a dexterity check with your proficiency bonus.
Yes. Dex check with proficiency. So that would be a +2. So 16 + 2, so 18. Sorry, I should have
Okay,
just rolled my thieves' tools.
1 second. Razik, as you attempt to open up this lock, you hear a satisfying click, but your satisfaction is but a brief moment as you feel a
It's a
prick against
bomb!
your you feel a prick against your thumb
Ah,
as
shit.
you see a little prick of blood on your thumb. So you've been pricked by a needle. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
All right. 2 plus 4 equals 6.
Mm-hmm. You take rolling digital dice 11 poison damage,
Woo.
and you're poisoned for 10 minutes. You instantly feel your body lock up and you fall down. You are paralyzed as well.
Quick, get his shoes and wallet.
And that's the story of how Razik got left behind.
As you feel yourself, yes, paralyzed and lock up, you collapse. Everyone sees him sort of.
Gemma like grabs Solid Mill's shoulder and like, hey, can you help him? I guess.
Oh, I guess if I have to, I don't.
Is he going to be like that for long?
Kind of looks at him. Seems he was poisoned. I don't. Let's see what I can do. And he starts to pull out his like sack and sees if goes through his medicinals and herbs and let's see. I think I have a seaweed herb. No, I don't work on him. Let's see what I can do.
I just look like the dad from Strangers with Candy. No.
He goes, oh, I think I have the thing. He takes his amulet, holds his hand and clasps it, and takes this sort of like weird, like sea jelly, and smears it across your forehead, Razik, and says a prayer that's too silent to hear. And you are no longer paralyzed. Casts Lesser Restoration on you, ends one of the conditions. Since you were paralyzed and poisoned, he ended the paralyzed condition.
Cool.
You are still poisoned, but you are no longer paralyzed.
Well, thank you very much, Savamel.
Do you want to call him a fish now?
I mean, I think he likes that.
Fish are pretty great. I mean,
See, he loves it.
they're wet, they're slimy, they're like, they're free.
Just like you, bud. All
Just
the
like
above.
me. Anyways, be careful next time. But it seems that you opened up the lock, but you don't look so good.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty. Like I'm feeling double, triple. No, back to double again. All right, I'm leveled out at double. I've got double vision.
Should have just smashed it.
You're so wise. Great one. What's in the box? I'm gonna go sit down for a second.
In the
Did
box.
did it open?
It did open.
Okay.
He successfully unlocked it. He just got pricked by a trap. Opening the chest, however, I will post the following treasure that you can keep Whoever wants to keep party treasure,
I can do that.
but also announce
Potion
it
of
to the
fear
audience as
paralysis.
well. You found 1,700 copper pieces. Find 800 silver pieces. 40 gold pieces. A pair of engraved bone dice worth 25 gold. Carved bone statuette of the Hag Mother worth 25 gold. Small gold bracelet, 25 gold. Cloth of gold vestments, 25 gold. Gold locked. I think it's supposed to be gold locket. Gold locket with painted portrait of an elf female, worth 25 gold. A brass bottle with a lead stoppered mouth that leaks wisps of smoke and weighs 1 pound. I believe this to be an ever smoking bottle, which if you ever inspect further, we can go into the details on that. And a pair of black slippers with spider designs sewn into them, which appear to be slippers of spider climbing. And you'll get the details of those if you inspect them further.
All right, I'll keep party treasure.
This is some pretty good gubs.
Let's take a look at the statue.
Anton, you pick up the small statuette of what appears to be the Hag Mother, as it is carved on the base of the statue. It says so. You see a withered old hag. You see a long pointed nose, which has these bumps all over it. A hood over this sort of very scraggly hair, limped over figure with this large staff and a cackling smile. Sort of looks like a very old witch. To see this little stone statuette of the Hag Mother.
Does the old witch resemble in any way the elf person who just vanished?
Does not resemble them whatsoever, but you did hear the elf that had disappeared mention the Hag Mother.
Looking at the golden locket, does that look like the elf female, or is it just another elf female in the portrait?
It appears to be a random elf female, at least one that you don't recognize. Also, the one that had disappeared was very hard to see, so you're actually really unsure if that was
Actually, yeah.
them,
I
if
didn't even
it's
see her.
them or not. Yeah, you're not sure if it was them or not. As at the moment, those who even got a good look doesn't appear to be them, but again, they were very covered, hard to see.
Right.
Any textiles worth taking?
all the
look of gold.
worthwhile
Gift
textiles were in the chest of the party treasure.
All right. I think some of this might come in handy later.
What should we do? Do you think they're coming back?
Is this a door south of us here?
It is.
Okay.
Do you think
Well.
that's all of them?
No.
Let's go upstairs, clean this place out.
Yeah. These guys aren't very tough. We can make short work of them. That elf person looked like they would blow in half. If we shouted
This
at
door is locked, but you can unlock it from your side.
them. All right. I do that.
Okay. You unlock it and are able to open the doors.
Anybody have any WD-40?
I don't know what that is. I don't get that reference.
Oh wait, aren't we? I
You
think
meant
we're
to say
right back.
magic WD-40.
This all looks familiar.
The grease spell.
As you can see, even from this position, you can see that there just appears to be rubble and junk collapsed and completely covering up the stairway. The top floors of the tower have crumbled in on itself. There's nowhere else to go up there.
Well, guess that's it for the Red Fist.
You mean the crimson hands? What did Willa say for us?
Scarlet hands or
The
whatever.
scarlet hands, yes. What am I doing? Why am I going in front? I'm poisoned. I'm delirious. Get out there, Willa.
There were a few tents outside. You
Well, it
think
ends up
maybe we
here,
can
doesn't it?
find anything in them?
Well, I would imagine they
Oh,
would have
that's a
come
good
running out
point.
when they heard the ruckus, but no harm in investigating.
You step back outside. It appears to be late afternoon at this point, early evening. This fire is still burning. Peaceful, no other sounds. You've cleared out what was here at this camp of Scarlet Knuckles.
I point at that
Crimson
guy, though,
Knuckles.
and I say,
This
what
one's
about him?
unconscious.
What do you guys want to do with him?
Let's question him.
He's unconscious, right?
Mm-hmm.
For now.
Willa, what do you think we should do with him?
If we could not kill at least one person, that'd be great.
And
Maybe,
you think he's going
tie him
to
up, put him on a horse.
slap the horse's butt? Wish him best of luck?
Right.
Are there any horses around?
There aren't.
Guess we're just tossing him in the river then. Let's just tie him up.
Drown him Red Dead Redemption style.
Jeez.
Not saying I haven't done that.
They're
I
a
mean,
train
or I've
track.
done that. I'm not saying I have done that. Yeah, let's tie him up and search the rest of these tents.
Okay, so you tie up this guy.
I don't have any rope, so if anyone has any of that, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
who does that?
It's a great question.
Solomon, Willa, do you guys have any rope? I can help.
Any rope?
I do not have any. Oh, I do have rope. I've got 45 feet of
Remember-
hempen rope.
Yeah, you
There
have
we go.
45 feet left.
Yeah.
Cut off another 5 feet and tie him up. Oh, Rezik was going to do it.
All right. I start going at it.
Yep, you
Do
can use-
tying up this guy.
He is tied up.
Not gonna kill him because my friend told me to.
Can we poke our head into this tent too? Just kind of
Voila, he's tied up.
see what's in there.
Make an investigation check.
No. That'll be a 16.
Okay. You find various camp equipment. You find you find various things. You find like a barrel of apples. You find a very small sort of keg of ale, a table with various things on it. Nothing seems to be that worthy of interest.
I'll pocket a
Regular
couple
camp
of the
things.
apples. Okay. I'll pocket a couple of
You-
the apples and, see if anyone
Yeah.
wants one. I'm just saying. There's
Take a
nothing-
couple apples.
I don't see anything in there, really.
No. Sun's going down. I think maybe we need to head back towards that mansion. I don't think these guys are going to be a problem for us right now.
I'm concerned about that leader.
Right. We didn't see the leader in here, did we?
I doubt they can do much damage. They look pretty thin, pretty weak.
All right. Well, I'm sure these things have a way of showing up again. Usually in the third act. Let's go.
Does everyone agree? Go back to the mansion?
Yeah, perhaps let's go back to town and prepare ourselves to go into this manor. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to wake up this guy, Will, and give him like a lesson on friendship or something?
Stern talking
No.
to.
It's like
What's
I can see
What
the
should
error
we
of his
do?
ways.
Let's just drag him into one of these tents and then just leave him there. He'll find his friends in the morning or when he
Yeah.
wakes up. or whenever he gets out.
That's a good idea. Buy us some time.
Yeah.
All right, Razik slings over the guy's body,
Hopefully they didn't get too good of a look at us.
throwing him in the tent over here.
You throw him in.
Dust off my hands. All right, I feel. You know what, Willa? You're right. I feel good about that. As I look over the rest of the dead battleground.
You get a queasy feeling in your stomach all of a
It
sudden.
should do some good.
Might be the poison, might be the dead bodies. You're not sure.
I'm proud of you, Willa. You don't have to kill everyone to solve your problems.
It sure does help, though.
All right. You all head back to town? Correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
Get us in there.
there we go.
Okay.
Big city life.
About 30 minutes and you make it back to the Maple Crossroads. I'm taking the same dirt path. You take it north. And yeah, you're back in the Maple Crossroads. It's up to you what you'd like to do at this point. At this at this time too, the sun is starting to dip. It's getting evening, but it's not quite dusk or twilight yet. But the sun is lowering. It's up to you what you'd like to do.
Okay. Should we take a short rest before the sun goes down?
I would like that.
Yeah, you're not looking
Yeah,
so
grab
hot.
some food.
Yeah, feeling a little poisoned.
Maybe eat an apple.
Well, we can go to a tavern, get some food, right?
Some
Yeah,
real food.
yeah.
Yeah, what was that dive bar that we were in earlier?
Not there.
The water hold? We don't want to go
Watering
there?
hole.
Okay. Yeah.
Razik, you're no longer poisoned at this point. It's kind of it has subsided.
I think I'm ready for a different kind of poison, if you know what I mean. Ale.
If you'd like to go somewhere, yeah, and rest and take a short rest if you'd like. Where do you go? It's really the two places, Watering Hole or back to the Imperial Inn.
Imperial Inn was good service.
It's on the way too.
Clean
Well,
food.
kind of. It's on that side of town too. Not too far from the manor. Might as well, right?
Yeah, stuck in.
Yeah. All right. You approach Imperial Inn early evening.
Oh, it's already evening. It's not like
Early evening.
Okay.
Like the sun is starting to set, but it is not.
totally skip lunch.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that.
Usually, we have to have a good lunch in the early afternoon because in the morning we're doing chores mostly.
Is everyone's health how it should be? I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yep, unfortunately.
Good. It actually updated. That's fantastic. I don't have them set up, but just let's theater of the mind a little bit. There are denizens inside.
The fuck is
as there were before. There are denizens inside, different ones that you haven't quite met. Although
It's not an afternoon crowd type of place.
God, look at all these denizens.
Each one more unique than the last. It's like a true living city.
okay. And you get your usual table. You see Bella is working, comes back, goes, "Oh, hello, you're back. Great. What can I get you all? I'm so glad to see you back here at our inn, Imperial Inn."
Hi, Bella. What do you have? You're starving.
Yeah, you look a little worn and torn a bit. What have you been into? Interesting. Well, just so you know, and she kind of leans on, I haven't said anything. Gives you a wink.
You're the best, Bella.
Shh.
You're so good.
Insanity. Shh. That kind of.
Yeah. It goes, but want the usual ales? Anything else for you?
Food. What have you got for food?
Got the stew, the normal. Got fish. We got bread. We got cheese. We've got. That's about it.
I'll take a fish, no head.
You got it.
The head's the best part. It's all the
You can
nutrients.
have mine.
It's gonna be 1 silver, sir. Everyone else, what can I get
Slide it
for you?
across the table.
Bread and cheese, please.
Bread and cheese.
Maybe
Okay.
a couple slices of meat, if you have any.
6 copper for you, young lady.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll have all of the bread and cheese as well.
Okay, that'll be 4 since you didn't ask for meat. Be 4 copper for you, sir. And my favorite dragonborn in town. What can I get for you?
Oh, Bella, you're too nice. Fish, bread, stew, cheese. I think that was all that you said, right? I'll take all of it.
Mhm.
We just did
Wow.
a really big workout. So
How's your
I'm a
adventure
growing
going?
lady.
You're on an adventure, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Because you mentioned last time that you were on an adventure and you're on your first adventure and you got a stew. So
Good
I'll get
memory.
you more stuff. I'm glad your adventure is going great. Okay, I'll be back. For you, your name's Willow, right?
Willa Ketawhistle.
Willow Catalyst. Yeah. That's gonna be for all that stuff. Let's just chalk it up to 8 silver.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay, great. I'll be right back. Anything for you, mister? And points over to Savamel. Because to be honest, I'm not that hungry. Your fish is dry, as you last time I told you. I'll just
What a day.
have a wine and some bread. She goes, oh, okay. That's gonna be 2 silver. Okay. She goes off, gets the stuff. While she's gone, what do you all do? I'll go ahead and allow you to take your short rest if you'd like. Go and pretend here that we're spending an hour. If you want to spend any hit dice, you can roll your hit dice to gain health since you are short resting.
Oh, nice.
And any other abilities that come back after a short rest, you can replenish those.
What is
Nice
our
roll, Razik.
overall plan for the Crimson Knuckles? They have a bunch of other members in town. We didn't catch up with the, I guess, the person that was the leader of the that camp. What if they recognize us? She says in hushed tones. Somebody else will hear in this very sparsely populated tavern.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got 2 psionic energy die back. Woo.
Oh yeah, I rolled hit dice too.
Got 8.
Oh, for
8
8.
health. Yep, you get 8 health back.
It's only down 1, so
Yeah, I don't know what
Little
we're
bit
gonna do
overkill.
about the bloody knuckles. Willa's like feeding herself, talking with like a full mouth. She's like, I've never dealt with this kind of thing before, so
Ah,
I imagine we just take them as they come.
cheese in the eye. Well,
Do you guys think we took care of it, or should we? I mean, is that something we have to follow up on?
It
after
definitely doesn't
we get
feel
the manor?
finished.
we thinned the herd.
That
We
That-
helped.
warlock gives me pause.
Well,
What?
I don't think we'll have a problem handling them if they come back after us.
I hope not.
I didn't even see what had hit you, Anton, when you opened the door.
It was a scimitar. I'll have rack up another scar on my back.
I think he meant the double doors that you went through, not around the wall.
Oh, yeah, the smelly slime. I'm not sure. There's still a big stain on my ragged cloak. Not sure what this stuff is. Look familiar to anybody?
Everyone looks, and there's sort of like a slight scorch mark, not quite from, almost looks like it could be from fire, but it's sort of like a, in between like an acid and like a fire scorch mark that's just very faint on his clothing.
No, I haven't seen anything like that before.
Well, next time we're in town, I might need a change of clothes.
Aren't you wearing your disguise clothes?
I mean, we're in 10 now.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure the stalls close at dawn or
Ah,
dusk.
that's a good point.
Well, been meaning to ask, Smiling Man, where did you learn to fight?
You know, here and there. I've got some training.
Military?
You could say that, in a way, after a fashion. But truth be told, I can't remember the specifics anyway.
Did you get hit in the head?
No, it's part of my purpose.
All right, you piqued
It's not
my
for me to
interest.
know these things.
Purpose?
Not that it doesn't make life inconvenient sometimes, but I just have to trust that the elders know what's best and are guiding the knives in a good direction.
Or took you for a religious man?
He just smirks.
No. Well, I was in the Damarian army once, if you're wondering.
Is that why you turned as pale as a ghost when we saw that knight earlier today?
Yeah, because I know how relentless they are. He's definitely coming back.
Were you stationed around here?
I was a ranger. I was on a mission once. A mission where we were supposed to root out any users of dark magic. But we came across a little town, people that didn't look very harmful. They were worshiping one of the Twilight gods, but didn't think it was anything worth the death penalty. Just what my comrades decided was best. Well, to make a long story short, I tried to save a young girl about Gemma's age. I wasn't successful. I don't want to talk about the military anymore. Where's that fish?
Savimel goes, you don't have to talk about that anymore.
Thank you, friend. We'll buy
And
some
starts to,
wine
like-
and forget those troubles.
Savimel goes, oh, your fish looks a little more less dry than mine was. Trying to make you feel better.
This doesn't this doesn't offend you, does it?
No, not at all. I don't understand your surface people ways at all. The dry lands people, very strange. I don't even strange that you even eat fish. We don't eat cows off of your land. It's weird, but
Fair.
at the same time, fish is very delicious. So I don't blame you.
Good.
How do you feel about octopus, Salvamil? Too
Oh,
smart.
it's not. No, it's too
Too good?
sentient. Too sentient.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. I respect that.
I feel like if they were allowed to, evolve on their own, they'd probably be the next sentient race. That's what we always believed. We don't eat them.
It's deep.
It's canon. It's canon in my world.
There is going to be a race of octo people eventually.
Anyway, is there anything else anyone wants to do? Your food has been given to you. Has everyone paid for their food? You've had your short rest. I think now is a great time to go into our break then. With all that being said, we will go into our break and then launch into the next part of this adventure.
Yes.
Yes, which is going to be so freaking cool.
We're gonna save the boy.
Save my boy.
We're gonna
My
save little elf boy.
I killed my boy. Stick around. We're going to take a break for 10 minutes. Get a drink, take a bathroom break, recollect ourselves. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you, friends. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you had a good break. Thanks for sticking around after the break. Remember, feel free to mark any clips of your favorite moments while we're streaming. We like to have those on our page. It's awesome. And again, thanks for joining us. If you're just now joining us, first of all, welcome. And where we last left off, our adventurers delved into the crumbled ruins of the Crimson Knuckles, this hideout that they've had. They've taken over this hideout and they've cleared it of the bandits, and they found a mysterious androgynous elf at the end who seemed to be covered and fully clothed in red. Spoke something about a hag mother. And while the party surrounded them, Dimension doored and cast a spell and disappeared out of sight. The party then searched the area, found a chest, and found some treasure. They tied up the one bandit that Willa happened to knock out, placed him inside a tent, and left and headed back to town. At which point they rested. Took a short rest. They ate some food, had some drinks, and that's where we're at now. So we're back at the Imperial Inn as our adventurers have rested up, get some much needed food and drink after the long day of activities, and collect themselves to prepare for what they would like to do and potentially investigate or infiltrate the Stonewall Manor. Leave it all to you, my adventurers. What's the plan?
Yeah, let's recap the plan, guys. We're going to go up to the manor, sort of hide around the perimeter somewhere, and see what the guard situation is like.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what everyone had in mind?
Yes, and we've got some intel from the little boy who is. I am not buying time to find him. Tristan. Tristan. Simon's the dad, I think.
Simon is the dad.
So Tristan told us that there is an entrance into the basement in the back, he thinks, where him and the boy, they're friends, they're playing together around there. So I think that's probably the best way in. Or it's a way in.
Good thinking, Smiling Man.
Hey, thank the boy. We gotta go save his friend.
Everybody know the plan?
Yeah, is it dark enough now to head out?
It is definitely, as you look out, you can see that there are windows in here. You can look out and the sun is setting. It's about twilight.
Anyone still eating? You still working on that?
Someone goes, kind of like trying to hold back the burps, the adult burps. Satisfied.
All right, let's head out. Here we go.
Well, I've paid your times. Bella goes, good luck on your continued adventures. Remember, if you need a room, come back here.
We'll be back. The other place is a crap hole.
It's pretty bad, she says as you walk out. You step back outside into the town. Let me bring you back over to that map. At the Imperial Inn here, number 4. The Stonewall Manor is number 9 over here, just a block away.
All right. Let's creep up on them.
So your plan is to sort of approach and see what the situation is, correct?
Yeah, I think we should sort of sneak around and watch from across the street to see what sort of guard coverage they have.
What about
That's
the back?
idea.
Or
Maybe on
whatever.
the
Ping which direction you kind of would like to go.
over here. I can't. It's not themed.
You just hold down your left click button.
By
ping.
8, like there's some shrubbery there, which seems like it'd be a good place a good vantage point.
Over here is a blacksmith shop, Blackstone Forge. So you can attempt to go over there if you'd
Just,
like.
crouching behind his stuff.
What are you guys doing over there?
What about, and just based on the description that Tristan gave us, they were playing hide and seek in the back area? Like, where
Well,
around here? Like, would it be here?
They had said that they said that they were actually playing hide and seek in the area. They said that they were in the area, but they had previously seen in the past, people in the back over here. Going in and out of the cellar. There's a cellar door apparently that they had seen interesting folk going in and out through that entrance.
Should we take 2 positions? Should we all just kind of crouch behind the same blacksmith counter?
It's not a bad idea. One could watch the other side. I would
I
suggest
could try and stake it out. Maybe do a casual walk with my cloak up, just see what the perimeter has got.
Can't believe I'm going to say this, but do you want to do that head tether thing that you do?
Sure. I guess, or whatever. That's fine. That would be cool, I guess. Yes.
Calm down.
Let's do
Calm
it.
down.
All right. Hold my hand. You don't need to do that, but it helps.
Anton gets goosebumps. Back of his neck.
All right. Anybody else want in on this action? What can I do? I can. Sorry, this. It is so long. All right. Psychic whispers. I can establish telepathic communication, and I believe it is. As an action, choose one or more creatures you can see, up to a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus, which is 2, and then roll 1 psionic energy dice. For a number of hours equal to the number rolled, the chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you. So, I can lend one more person on this hot action.
I'll join in. Seems like it's important for the mission.
All right.
Savamel goes, this might be important for the mission. I've already connected with you before. Let's keep that going, perhaps.
Okay, well, I would have to leave out one person, I think.
Well, I think you only have 2 so far. I think you might want to establish who else might want to be in it.
It's 3, right? It's me, you, and
Yourself and
Willa.
others.
Oh, Anton as well. Okay.
Creatures you can see.
Oh, you go ahead, Savamil. I trust that you guys will hear what he has to say. Real good.
All right, cool. Yep. I don't know that I see that I can't connect to more people with more dice, but that's fine. I'll just say 2 for the moment, Savamil and Anton. And I will go ahead and roll that d6, my psionic energy die.
It says up to a number of creatures up to your proficiency bonus.
Up to? Okay, cool. Then it would be just 2, and that's going to be for 6 hours.
All right.
And you can send messages to me. All that good stuff.
All right. So you're going to go around to the other flank, the other vantage point, and let us know what you see, and vice versa.
Yep. I put up my hood.
Razak, you move forward and start to get in position. Once you go ahead and roll a stealth check, because as you don't want to bring any attention to your person as you move forward.
Is he the only one
Where's
going
every-
in the back? And every yeah.
Well,
What's the,
yeah. He's gonna scout
After he
that.
roll, while he's rolling that, where is everyone else? Go like
Roll an
ping me
18.
where you.
We're in the
Yep,
bushes by
where's-
the blacksmith.
You're still hanging out in the blacksmith area.
He's gonna go
Okay.
scout around the other side on this position,
He's-
probably in one of these alleys.
just
going
picking
around.
up things like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of like
I've got whatever the local newspaper is, the Crossroads Times.
you got an
That's
18
I mean-
not to do that.
Razik, you go forward and you kind of sneak ahead at first, sort of acting like a civilian on the street, and then as no one's around, you dive off into the side and onto the property. Just beyond you see this sort of lined shrubbery that kind of marks off this very large, old, but very massive and impressive property. You pass the shrubbery and you can see there's no one else around. You begin to step forward, and at one point you see a guard who comes around the corner, seems to be on duty. You dive back down beneath the bushes. You see a Damarian Imperial Guard who seems to be just nonchalantly looking around.
I send all that information to Anton and Salvamel. It's like, they got damn Damari.
Hmm.
The Damarian Guard, after a couple minutes, turns around and goes back the other direction around the other side of the property. And you can see off in the distance, there's a door that they were stopping at. A door, some sort of almost partially covered by this sort of stone arch. And inside is very clearly a wooden door that would go down to a cellar on the back side. At the moment, there is no one around, and the sun is setting. It's getting dark. Appears it's clear.
I give them the all clear. But be on your guard. And I
What was a
describe what I've
Damarian
seen.
Knight doing there?
He
Damarian
Imperial
soldier.
Guard.
he looks like he was employed by this place. It seemed like he was doing his rounds. It's like it was a regular thing.
Shameful. Are
Intriguing.
we ready to move? I said shameful.
What's going on?
There's a Damarian soldier. Looks like he's patrolling the manor. We're not sure why, but coast is clear. We can move around the back and meet Razik.
Put hood up. Or hood still up. Pull it closer. And follow Anton.
Savamel put his hood up and nods. Yes, he says place is clear, but I
Wes,
think
can
we
you
only
mute it?
have a few moments.
Or I can't hear
I'm
Wes.
mute.
Is that just me?
Now I can hear him.
I can hear too.
Oh,
Not muted.
almost everyone. Ignore me.
Well, does anyone want to relay what I just said? I said Savamel follows.
Stop no follows.
Yeah, Willow will follow too. She'll pull up her little cowl that she has, kind of covering most of her neck, and look around. And she says, "I don't have anything to cover all this, so maybe I'll stick at the back."
And my emo locks will just kind of hang in my face.
Stop staring at clouds, Anton. We have things to do.
I'm boot gazing.
Okay. As you move forward, you all begin to collect yourselves and gather yourselves on the outside. You move forward. You get up to Razik, who motions over.
Just stand out of the bush. Like I was crouching the whole time in the bush. I just stand up. I have like twigs in my hair.
Moves back down. Everyone moves.
I
up
slowly lower back down into the bushes.
closer. I need everyone else to make a stealth check, please.
Yeah. Sneaky.
Eight.
Clang, clang. Guys in your heavy armor.
Just kind of just like walking awkwardly.
14.
All right. Yeah, 13 here.
Okay. Willa, you kind of awkwardly go, not used to being very covert in your operations. You kind of knock against some bushes and hear a twig whoosh, snap. As you, ooh. Everyone else kind of gets into position. At this point, the Damarian guard comes back around the corner where they once were, coming back to stand next to the cellar door, looking around.
Shh. Quiet, farm girl.
You guys need to start wearing leather armor, I whisper. It's made of hide. Get it? All right, we can laugh later when we have to be stealthy. I'll assume that you're holding it in. For the sake of the mission.
After a free, go ahead.
I was just
Anton?
gonna say, can we wait him out?
Yes, you can. Time does eventually pass, and seems to be on guard. One point seems to like look around your area, but then whatever. And then kind of goes back around the other side of the building.
Must have been a rat.
Yeah, you hear the like typical NPC.
We're just like shooting them with arrows. It's like, must have been a rat.
Must have been nothing.
Only the wind.
Only the wind. Keeps going. But the entrance is wide open and no one is around at the time.
All right. Looks like this is our opportunity, guys. Let's go. Farm girl. Careful. Quiet.
I'm trying.
You gotta be specific about the farm girls. There's two of them.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, true.
Right.
I assumed.
I thought it was the other one.
One of them is a lot more streetwise than the other. I won't say which one.
All right, so we're gonna head towards that little hidden cellar door.
Okay. You all head in that direction, and you start to step over the very manicured grass, which you're not actually used to in general, nonetheless, in this town. But this is a very well manicured property. You can tell that as you are stepping onto this and moving across its property, it's been here a long time and is very well manicured. The brush is manicured, the grass is manicured, but you move across very silently as well as you can. And you get to the cellar door. What do you do?
I think to Anton and Sawmill is like, that's a really wasteful use of water. You know, it's been very hot here lately.
Yeah.
Referring to the lawn.
The way that they use their grass to water it, even though we're in the drought. Anyway, let's keep moving.
I think
Sorry.
if only you were lockpicking right now.
I lean down and I start to go to work.
Why don't you go ahead and make a perception check first?
It's very benevolent of you. Because I assume there's going to be a scorpion inside.
Or the door's unlocked. Try the handle.
I got
You
16
move
for my perception.
and the door is locked. You move it and it's locked. Damn.
Thieves' tools?
Go ahead and roll your dexterity check with your proficiency bonus. Yep, click your thieves tools. The 21. You're able to take your pick and turn it. You hear the satisfying click, and you have opened the door. You're able to open up the cellar door inside. Do you open it?
I'm trying to open the door and push it very gently. Like, very, very, very gently.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check if you're going to try to make it very gentle. Just Razek.
Oof. 11.
You move it and you hear just a very, very faint. Where you don't feel like it was very loud, but it was still a sound. And you move it and you open it. And inside you see a room. A somewhat spacious room. You see an old, damaged couch. Sitting and curled up onto the couch is a wide-eyed, long-haired white cat. Kind of just looks up at you. You kind of gaze around, and you can see that there's an ancient set of like plate armor. One of those armored displays. To your left, you see the head of a boar. And just in front of you, there's a cabinet next to this couch that the cat is sitting on. Let's go ahead and move to that map.
This place gives me the creeps.
I'm going to need just a moment here.
I want to try and pet the cat.
Figured that might be a thing. I'll place everyone here. Let's see.
I'll wait.
The cat is a trap.
I'm wondering if the cat is a polymorph human or something.
Okay.
White cats are just so ominous. It's the most ominous type of cat.
Is it?
I mean, I feel like that's the cat that supervillains are always holding and petting, you know? Like, of course, like Black Cat, but like that's, everybody loves black cats, I feel.
Yeah, Dr. Claw.
It's true.
Oh, sorry. Ask your parents.
Looking it up now.
Yikes.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Oh, okay. I know it's Gadget.
Razek, so you have opened up the door. Can everyone see everything?
Yeah, I'm staying in the back behind Anton, though. So I was right there. Is that okay?
Yeah, wherever you want to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see a couch and part of the rug. Is that all I meant to see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have this
Okay.
cat. I put a little white aura underneath it so you can get a better sense.
yeah, I
if
see
there's
that.
a thing there. It's and you've opened up this door, and you see that there's a boar's head here, a carpet here. There's little light candles everywhere. This couch is a little bit torn up, but there is a a cabinet of sorts over here, and off to the side here is a like suit of armor. That's all you can really see at the moment.
All right, we're in.
Someone
Smiling
goes,
man.
perhaps
Stay
we
away.
should hurry before the guard comes back.
I come into the room. As I do so, I want to kind of probe the cat mind. I reach out with my Pangine and telepathy, and I just say hello, just to see if there's anything
Okay.
weird.
Cat looks up and he goes, licks. He senses a bit of hostility, but also a sense of, I want food.
Anton, get in here so we can close the door.
Oh,
I pull out a piece of string, which I have in my inventory, and I start dangling it in front of the cat.
Cat goes, starts playing with it,
Meow.
doing that like whole thing, laying on the back, and
Yeah, I give it to her.
I
is
close
this count
the-
as combat?
I close the door behind Anton too when he comes in.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm not a very good assassin. Break in at me, start playing with the cat. I'm sorry.
the cat is distracted, and it's like cuddling and like playing with the yarn that you gave it.
Aw.
Hey, I close the door
Yes.
behind us. When
Okay.
Good idea.
Okay.
Well, wowee, this place is fancier than the place that I live in.
You can see the armor set here. There's a candle. There's a cabinet here. Candle over here, and there's a passageway that continues to your west, and there are doors to the south. Most of the walls are stone, but this wall here is wooden. This wall is wooden as well, and there's a door over here.
So 3 doors, one to the south, 2 to the north, and then a corner that we can't see over.
This wooden wall looks a little out of place. I'll go over
Door
and take
here.
a look at it.
Double doors here.
Staircase.
Can I check out this wooden wall? Feel around on it, see if there's anything unusual about it.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
While he's doing that, can I give a look over the suit of armor and this wooden wall behind it?
Roll perception, Gemma. As you're doing that, Anton, you're inspecting this wall. As you are, you kind of see
Sure.
Okay. Anton, you see this here. There seems to be a wolf's head mounted on a plaque. And as you're feeling along the wall, nothing seems to be unusual. You feel that you see that there's a door there. And as you get close and are inspecting it, you suddenly feel this very cold draft around you. It gives a very unsettling feeling. But it quickly goes away. Gemma, as you look around and you see that there's a wooden wall and a suit of armor there, you don't pick up anything else.
I scooch closer to Willa because this place gives me the creeps.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right, does it?
too quiet in here.
Yeah. Speaking of, she'll go up to this is the door here across from the wolf, along the wolf head wall.
Mm-hmm.
She'll kind of put her ear to the door and listen to see if she hears anything.
Make a perception check. Hola.
Seven.
You don't hear anything, but you still feel a cold draft coming underneath the door, Stell. Don't hear anything. Nothing seems off, but you do feel a cold draft around the door. It seems a little off-putting.
Nothing in there.
Anton feels a cold draft around the door. Hey, comrades, there's a cold draft around the door.
Well, you remember what happened last time. You might want to let me open that, bud. What happened last time was you got blasted. Was it this door to the right, or was it the door to the left?
There's a door here.
I look at them for confirmation that it's okay for me to open it.
Anton nods.
Alright, I will try and stealthily open it, if that is okay. Unless I see, like, a locker or something.
It's unlocked.
Alright. Alright, if that was an okay, then that is going to be a 20 stealth with a 13 and a +2 and a +5.
You move up close to it, Razik, and hear very slight as you move the door handle and are able to push it just ever so slightly. And inside, you can see that this room is used for storage of old furniture. There's miscellaneous family items. And as soon as you completely open the door all the way, you just feel this cold draft just hits you right in the face. But nothing else seems to bring your attention there. It's like a storage. It's like an attic or a typical basement.
But there's a I'm gonna go inside. Does anybody have a light source? I'd like to go inside, and I think it's highly suspicious that there's airflow coming from a seemingly solid room.
Well, I know one of us can make something glow.
I have a lantern. I can light it really quick. I just, wanted to have both hands free. But I can go ahead and just bust out my lantern, if that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. I take out my
tell me
hooded
what
lantern.
the light source is on that? How much?
I take out my hooded lantern. I believe it's 40 bright and 20 bright and 20 dim. Give me 1 second. Like most things in this game, it's 20 and 20 when it comes to light. Hooded lantern casts bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Once lit, it burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil. As an action, I can lower the hood, reducing the light to dim light in a 5-foot radius. So actually, I think that's what I'll do. Is I'll dim it and put like a 5-foot radius of light around myself.
Okay, 5 and 5. All right.
Yeah.
You light it and set it. You set the setting to low, and you hold the lantern out, and you can see as you look around. There are various wooden structures. Stop there, Razik.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And you kind of look around, and you see that there are pieces of furniture with cloth on them, old crates and pieces of furniture. And as you come around the corner, the breeze seems to intensify. This cold, where does this cold come from? Well, just before you a spirit shows herself, appears from nothing. This blue mist appears. She floats above the furniture and the old crates that are covered. Woman in long garments. This cold and unsettling feeling over you. She looks at all of you and stares. What do you do?
Ghost.
Razek shits himself.
I mean, I've never seen a ghost before. I'm pretty shocked. I've never seen a ghost before.
Just run in place, Scooby-Doo style.
What is that thing?
So I'm going to call out, who are you?
I am Maeve, the sister of Malkin.
Who in the hells is Malkin?
Malkin, my sister, owns this house now. She murdered me,
Knew it.
my family.
Called it. I say out loud. That's right. Told you guys. She did it for the money, right, Mrs. Ghost?
Malkin. Evil witch. She's performing horrible experiments on elves.
Elf children?
Elves of all kinds. I can't rest until it's done.
We're here to save the elves. Can you tell us where we should go next?
Just follow the passageways, just the south. You'll find her disgusting experiments. End
Anything-
her cruelty, and I can rest free. Finally, it's just before me. If she could stop her horrible experiments on everyone and stop killing us. Please. Stop her. Stop her killing the elves and us, and I can be free.
Aw.
Don't you worry, Miss Maeve. We're here to take care of it.
There. I try and pat her shoulder, and I assume it just kind of goes through.
Goes completely through her.
She feels
She
weird.
looks at it and goes,
Sorry.
It's more upset
I'm sorry.
because it can't touch her.
It felt really weird.
You get this unsettling feeling, but you get this sense that she really does not like her sister.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Really? That's crazy.
No. Do you have any
Not
other
a fan of her
questions?
experiments.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I think you should forgive
Yeah.
her for murdering you.
can't rest until she's dead. Like me.
Is there anything else you can tell us to help us avenge your death and end your sister's disgusting experiments?
Stop her evil ways, and I can rest. I could rest.
Right, Miss Ghost. But does she have like a bad knee or like a pine nut allergy or something that we can exploit to possibly take her out?
She is a simple mortal.
You laugh,
A
but
human.
like 9 times out of 10, a pine nut allergy, you can do someone in super easy like that.
Yeah.
Looks like an
You
accident.
see, even in her incorporeal form, a vein just like
Okay.
on her forehead. Is there anything else you ask of me?
Where would she be performing these experiments? Is there a basement or something?
We're in the basement.
Oh, we are. I missed that part because my audio cut out.
We're in the cellar.
I mean, we're definitely not in the
This is
living
not paying
room.
attention, but I
You
mean,
fucker.
right?
Listen to me. We're in the cellar. It's to the south. God damn it.
Don't swear at her.
Ah.
Yeah.
Transparent witch.
I'm so sorry.
well, where would she be conducting these experiments?
To the south.
South.
I told you that already.
Sorry,
To
a lot
the
of people
south.
talking over.
I feel like we're very close to her killing us. So
Just gonna go.
I have so many more puns I want to make, but I feel like we should go.
All right. Off we go. It's getting cold in here.
Yes.
Sorry, Salvamo.
Be well,
And you can
Spirit.
see her start to fade, even as you walk away, almost as if the light is disappearing as you turn away. But even in the distance, in the corner of your eye, it's as if she is fading as well. And you turn back, and she's gone.
Well, we tried to get useful info. I think now all we can do is head south.
Well, maybe we did get a useful piece of information. We know that there's a spirit that's haunting the house. Maybe we can use that as leverage somehow.
Savama goes, I don't like this place. This is very weird. What the fuck is going on here? We saw a ghost? Shit.
I know.
Yeah, that was
know.
something.
You can
Right.
see here that there is double doors here, and there were more room this way, but you're going to go this way, I assume.
Yes. Yeah, let's forsake the spiral staircase and head right for the prize.
Razek, are you moving up?
Yes, I will follow right behind.
Anton, you move up to the doors. They are unlocked. They're sort of two wooden doors. You can easily
Right.
open up.
Before we go through the door, I look at the cat. What's the cat doing?
Cat is licking its ass.
Nice. I give it a
Checks
nod
out.
of approval.
Completely nonchalantly. It looks up and goes,
God, they're so much smarter than
and
us.
goes back down.
All right, Wes, you have inspiration.
Thank you.
You pulled that from the heart.
Oh,
That
yes.
cat fucked up that
That was a
couch.
good one.
So you open up these double doors, and down this passageway, you can see that there are wooden floor tiles that eventually turn into stone at the very end. There is a stone area to the very south that appear to contain very large barrels, what you assume to be wine. Very like large wine type barrels. There are one, two, three individual bright burning candles that light up this passageway. A very uncomfortable looking chair here. And there are two doors. There's one here, and there's one here.
So there's 2 doors, you said, or 3
There are
doors?
2 doors. 2 doors. Here
One.
and here. One at the very bottom, left, and middle, right.
Left or right?
Well, I hope Miss Maeve gave us some good directions. Maybe she could have told us which door to go through.
She was very insistent that it was the south. So
South, comma, then east.
I tried,
Or
man.
west.
So
Hey, we all gave it our best with that spirit. We all brought our A game. Willow, you
Withholding
haven't
bitch.
opened a door. You wanna do the honors? Or South Miller, Gemma.
Which one? Which one?
Maybe this one.
She'll move in front of it and kind of do the smart thing and listen in on the door real quick to see if she can hear anything.
It's down here. If you want to move a little further, go ahead and make
sorry.
a perception check.
I'm sorry.
Perception. That is a 2.
You don't hear a thing, Willow. Nothing.
Well, I don't know if there's anything in here, but she grabs at the door handle and tries to pull it open.
it's a push.
You can feel that it's unlocked, and you can pull it towards you and open it if you'd like to.
Yeah, she opens it. She doesn't even give it a second thought.
She opens it up, and let me open up and reveal inside. Inside, she opens the door. And this furnished room with carpeting, a fireplace, and a dining table appears to be some sort of meeting room. You see a woman stand up from her sitting room with a table. 3 other employees with her. Her subjects. This must be Malkin. She goes, intruders. Kill them. She looks at all of you, and there are guards, 3 of them standing at the table, who stand up, or sitting at the table and stand up with their swords drawn. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Like you
Well,
killed
so-
your sister.
Whoa. We're just a little bit lost down here.
They don't care. They're going to kill you.
We accidentally
Whoa.
broke into your house.
7.
Ooh, nat
6.
20.
Uh, 6 for Anton.
Okay.
What does she look like?
Yes. Well, I'll go ahead and give it to you, even though you can't quite see her reds like anyone else. But you see Malkin, a woman, gaunt, thin, skinny. You see almost like her hair has been placed on her like a wiry wig type skeleton. A desperate, skinny old woman. Old, even for her age. Very, very nasty looking woman. Human woman. She's got this sort of foul look upon her face. Dark, very dark, deep, hollow eyes with these deep, these bags under her eyes. She just looks very unhealthy and not very nice. She kind of points at all of you and goes,
She does
kill
not look
them!
nice.
No, she does not look very nice at all. She, that's sort of what you get
Angry eye.
first glance. Has everyone rolled? Let's see, we Anton, Razik, Gemma, Willa, and we need Savamil. Come on, dude.
Sofmil, get your head in the game, man.
You only got like a million fucking things to focus on.
Stop thinking about
bitch.
fish. Stop thinking about fish
know.
in the ocean.
Stop thinking about fish for 2 seconds, dude. Okay. We have. I did not rearrange. Boom. Razik. Always with the high niche. You are first.
25.
As well has opened up the door, and you sort of hear shing, shing. You hear all these swords sort of being unsheathed. It's your turn.
All right. I will go ahead and move into the room. So 5, 10, 15 as I kind of nudge next to Willa. I see a chair in the room. There's like a nice chair in front of the fireplace. I want to kind of like position myself
Yes.
as much as I can to use that as like, mechanically. I don't know if that's any sort of cover at all, but like,
It is absolutely. You can get some cover from that.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna try and lean up against that, and then I summon a blade in my dominant hand, and
You give about half cover from that.
excellent. Thank you. I'm gonna
Mhm.
go ahead and chuck it at the closest champion guy.
Yeah.
Are you still holding your lantern?
That's a good question. I am.
Very good question. Currently, you are, and you
Set the room
throw
on
it
fire.
at with the
With a 12 to hit, dominant one.
a 12 hits as you strike against it.
Oh, wow.
Did not think that was gonna. I thought they were heavily armored. Excellent.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Well, I will roll damage. No sneak on that, unfortunately. 8 psychic. I'm going to.
Ah.
I'm gonna free action, drop my lantern, and just like drop it on the floor. Hopefully, it doesn't
Yeah.
burst.
It doesn't. It sort of
Do it more gently if
collapses to the
possible.
side.
Engulfs
Um,
in
It
its
collapses to the side.
And then second blade, summon it into my non-dominant hand, and I'm gonna chuck it at the same dude that I just threw it at for 7.
Okay. Can you do a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yes, I can.
With that drop of the lantern.
As I'm sure good things are gonna happen. 11.
You drop it, and the glass on the outside cracks just a tiny bit.
Damn it.
But you're too focused on what you're trying to do, and you throw another dagger. Same guy.
Yep, same dude.
Yeah, for the
With a 19 to hit for 7 damage. 7 second
Got
damage.
it.
And that's my turn.
I swear to God, if you burn this house down with all these kids inside, man, I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
Okay. It is now.
Hey, the kids might be dead.
Malkin's turn. She goes, take care of these endguns. How dare they enter here?
I swear to God, if this bitch teleports.
She goes through this door, attempting to escape.
Oh, good.
And disappears from sight.
She didn't need to teleport. She just.
She
Also,
just fucked off. She just
Yeah.
fucked off at her own pace.
This thug Moves forward. Comes right up to you, Razik.
Bring it on.
Charging at you with this mace. Boom! Strikes at you. First one was a nat 1. Whoa! He'll have to roll to see if he can actually hold on to his weapon.
Amateur.
That's a D100, and are we doing 30 and below?
Got
Drop it or-
95. He got 95. So he just critically misses and gets focused on and boom with a 20 to hit you.
Wow.
Which I think will hit. 8 bludgeoning damage and slams against your shoulder. Ah! So you get this massive hit. That is that thug's turn. It is now the one that you attacked. He is pissed. 5, 10, 15, 20. Moves on the other side of
They're
you.
cornering me. They're net at the rock sparing me.
They have pack tactics.
Oh, good.
They're flanking anyway. Bring it on.
It's true.
$22 to hit.
22 hits.
It's the first attack. Second attack. A 12.
A 12.
So
does not
only
hit.
one hits. Correct. So
Excellent. On that.
only one hits you. Go ahead.
Yeah, do your damage first.
4 bludgeoning damage. As the
Alright.
other one comes across you. Still hurt. You motherfucker, how dare you fucking slams against you. And now, even though you're behind a chair, you are surrounded by 2 enemies as it goes to Willa.
Willa will move forward to the first guy in front of her, and these are Demarian knights, right? We could tell that.
No, they are not. These guys are not.
Oh.
You did see Demarian guards inspect the outside. These guys, despite their icon or whatever, they are just sort of like regular looking guys that seem to be sell swords.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So she'll go up to this one with her maul, and she's kind of like, if you guys would have just spoken with us, maybe we could have figured this out, but... And she swings at him for non-lethal damage.
Okay.
Maybe we had children to sell them. No, they didn't even ask.
12 to hit.
Are you
it
flanking
hits.
them? You're flanking them though, so you could probably get.
You are. You get advantage.
Yeah.
You actually get advantage. Actually,
All right,
yeah.
all right. Good call. That is
20,
another
20.
12.
All right.
Another 12.
For the shot.
Yeah.
You still hit. 12 is a hit.
12's a hit? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is 12 bludgeoning damage.
All
Non-lethal.
right. 12 non-lethal bludgeoning damage. Ow! Shit! They are considered bloodied as you slam against his chest. Still hurts. As he just takes gets the wind knocked out of him for a moment. Is there anything else you want to do?
She hears him curse, and she's like, hey, you watch your mouth. There's kids around here.
Where are the kids, by the way?
By the way, where are they? Anton, it's your turn.
All right. Come into the room here, flank this guy. But out of the corner of my eye, I noticed this mounted deer head. I just mutter, it's like a goddamn pet cemetery in here. So,
Deer as pets.
In this world,
It's a magical
yes.
lifestyle. I like that.
so I take out may have my sword ready. Say, we just cut the burgundy hands to ribbons. We'll slice through you pampered dandy fops like butter. And I
God.
whack at him with my short sword.
Nice.
Oh,
5.
20.
Go
For smack
and-
talking.
You don't get the
Woo!
extra one, but you do get the extra damage because of the nat 20. And so this guy, all right, takes 10 piercing damage. Seems to deal a huge amount of damage as you pierce through the stomach and withdrawal. There's some blood that just pours down, and he just looks at an eye as you speechless. Is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with my offhand. Can I use my Kopesh offhand, or is that only a primary hand weapon?
That is only your primary weapon.
All right, I'm gonna use my offhand.
That hits with the 20. Might want to uncheck that bless that you have on there, but 20 does hit.
Sword.
8 piercing.
Nice.
As you strike him again, he's just barely standing, looking at you. We're gonna finish this combat before we end tonight. I know we're going a little bit long, but this is how the cookie crumbles. What else are you gonna do, Anton?
Well, with all the slashing and smack talking out of the way, I think I'm good.
Savamel moves forward.
I think Razik had a reprisal or something like that from his last damage taken. Is that something you were trying to do, Razik? Is he muted for anyone else, or is it just me?
I don't hear him either.
Can't hear you, Razak.
I don't know that anymore. 'Cause-
Crank it up, smiling man.
Either way, don't hear him, but Savamel is going to cast Guiding Bolts. It's going to cast it at the 24 at the remaining dude. Wow, who takes 20 radiant, which is more than enough.
Wow.
I guess
Let's go.
as Savamel just blasts this guy with this white hot, like white blue, almost yellow radiant energy, just like a flash of lightning that blasts this guy and knocks him dead. That is Savamel's turn. It's going to be Gemma.
Come in here. Right here. Kind of gonna look. And she's just going to stand here and ready her action with her hand axe if anyone goes near her.
Okay, ready action. This one here finally steps up from the table and the chair, slides the chair. Gets around the table and will fire a heavy crossbow at Willa with a 20 to hit. That's going to be 8 piercing damage, Willa, as you and in your leg you get this crossbow bolt that kind of slashes across it. That is it for that one. It's now Razik's turn.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Beautiful. I will go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take that op attack as I move past this guy behind me, between him and the chair, which I was ducking behind previously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he wants to, he can save his reaction.
Oh, you're moving on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy will definitely attack you with the mace. With a 20 to hit you.
20 hits.
Really rolling really well tonight. 7 bludgeoning damage
All right.
as you move it.
I will reprisal him on that. As I become bloodied, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I am going to use my telenetic reprisal. DC equals 8 plus 2 plus, I believe that is my charisma, so that is 2. So 12, I believe. So you need to make a 12 strength save, Mr. Bandit, as I erect a telepathic shield that doesn't absorb. It's not a telepathic shield, actually. It's just is like a recoil from you attacking me.
Got a 16.
Oof. Yep. On a failed save, you take 2d8, half as much on a success, and you're not pushed back. So half of 2d8.
Okay, go ahead. I'll roll damage.
So 7 divided by 3.
3. It'll be 3. Oh, I don't know why.
Cool.
How I moved you. 3 damage.
All right, awesome. Cool. So I'm going to continue to move up. So let's see. And I'm just trying to chase after the lady. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Go ahead and dash. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Do I see any... Do I get a sense of what direction that she went as she exited this place? I see that there's a stairwell. There's also like a door to the right. Do I hear like a door opening or anything like that that might give her direction away?
You don't. You have no sense. You have no sense of where she went.
Damn it.
We're gonna go automatically to this next guy who just got hit. We'll move.
I did have a bonus action dash that I was going to use. I'll go ahead and just run close to the door.
To where you were.
I feel like you already dashed.
As a bonus action, you can. Well, you
can
use your action. Yeah, you can use your action to
true.
move 30, and then you can.
That's right.
Use your movement, and then you can bonus action because I'm a rogue. So I'm just gonna move close to the outside, and I'll see if I see her outside. I guess with the cat. So I'm by the cat now, and that's my turn. Looking at the door.
Okay. You don't see anyone at the moment.
I say that guy ran off on us. He just ran away.
This guy moves forward and it's going to try and hit Anton twice. One is a 12, which misses, and the other is a nat 20 with a 24.
When that happens, Gemma sees that he's going down for like a critical strike on him, and she's going to kind of like
use your reaction.
As her reaction, and cast silvery barbs by instinct.
Okay, go ahead and post that.
Okay, that's this right here. So DC save. Well, actually, it's you just have to roll. Yeah.
Got a 6 on that one. Feeling the fate of magic or whatever it is, it feels, and even Anton feels like this mace is coming right towards his head. As it comes straight towards him, and something, was it fate? What is it? Something redirects the attack, slams it against the side, against this chair, and completely misses Anton. Fate, magic, whatever it was, something was on his side as it goes to Willa.
Does that trigger my thing?
You gave me a magic surge of 17.
Is that
magic effect.
Think I'm okay?
No, I think you get hit.
You think it triggers?
I think you get affected. Yeah.
Oh, great.
If you're triggering it.
No, I'm wondering because I roll, and we determine if that's if that hits it. Isn't it like a 10 or lower?
10 and above.
And above.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to figure it out. But if you say it's above, then yeah, it looks like I
think it's 10 and above. You turn
Okay.
into a potted plant until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
What?
While a plant, you are
No.
incapacitated and have vulnerability to all damage. If you drop to 0 hit points, your pot breaks and your form reverts.
deflect that blow from Anton, and at the same time, like the magic swirls around me and turns me into a potted plant.
Savima looks down and goes, "What the fuck?" As you see, camera cuts and it goes to Willa. What's your turn? As behind you didn't even notice that Jim turns into a potted plant.
Yeah, Willa does not see
Um,
that. She sees the guy ahead of her, but he's just out of reach. So she goes to take a step, but she sees the man down in front of her, and she's like, "Don't want to desecrate the dead or anything." So she takes a long way around, around the chair and around Anton, goes to the fireplace. She's like, "Okay, this is a little better." And she starts.
Go all the way around. 16 will
16.
hit. 16 will
Awesome.
hit.
That is 10 bludgeoning non-lethal damage.
Okay. Still up, but very hurt. Yeah, you slam against the back, non-lethally, and ow! Man! Seems hurt,
So-
but he's but he's still up. Anything else you want to do, Willa?
That's it for Willa.
Okay.
Hey, with my silvery barbs, I transfer the energy to Anton's next attack, so he gets advantage on his next attack.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's part of the spell.
It is part of the spell. You're correct. You're right. You give advantage on the next person. Yep. So Anton, you have advantage on your next attack. Feeling empowered by the potted plant. What do you do?
This is I'm up to bat here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to inspired by
advantage.
these barbs with advantage. Swing my Kopesh of Poison for 16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. It's enough, at least even without the poison. How do you finish off this guy in front of you?
I just kind of lean towards him, stare him straight in the eye, push my Kopesh into his chest until he stops moving.
Oh. Sees you and looks at you and accepts his fate and falls. That is your turn. Oh, well, you tell me. You have a bonus and a move. Anything else you want to do?
I go running over to the potted plant by
No,
the
that guy,
doorway.
no, I have a plant branch. Like, no, that guy.
Oh, shit.
Anton is just like, no. It's like you don't know what's
Wow,
going
man,
on.
my-
It's like, "Ah!"
No.
It's like
I
you
zoom
close it
in.
on the credits, like.
Well, I start
Alright.
to reach, and then I respond to the leaves, shaking toward the dandy pop in the corner,
Yeah, go forward.
and I come to my senses, and I run over in front of him, and I can use my offhand attack on this person, even though it's a new person, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, there we go. It's happening with the 17
Offhand.
to hit.
Nice.
You hit. Roll damage.
All right. With the 4 piercing.
4 piercing. You strike. Hit this one. Okay. There's only one remaining. Let's Savamel. Let's finish this off. Oh, it's against me. Oh, I will. Savamel steps forward. He will. Actually has a trident in one hand, and I guess I'll do it as I usually do, in the sea, and
Where was he hiding?
strike. He's always been carrying it. He just is usually ranged, So he strikes out with 2 hands with a 20 to hit with his trident
Wow.
and gets an 8 piercing against it.
It's the pitchfork of the seas.
I usually kill fish, you son of a bitch. And that's his turn. It goes to Gemma.
I guess she sort of poofs out of her potted plant form.
Yep.
And she's,
Dang, I was hoping the cat would come over and take a pee, and you
Pee on it or something.
Oh yeah. And she
If he stayed
is
much
kind of
longer, yeah.
trying to stabilize herself and kind of disoriented. She kind of, I guess she'll just kind of get up and push herself against the door frame and hold her action to, if anyone comes near her, she'll chop her out with the axe, but she's disoriented and getting her bearings.
Yeah, she's trying to get her bearings again. Happens.
Just like, yeah.
Is that the first time you've ever uttered the phrase "poofs out of her plant form"?
It does. It is actually.
Congratulations, first time. All right.
Let's hope it's the last.
This guy swings once with the mace against Anton, and then once against Savamel with a 6, and then a 10. Both miss. Is just completely thrown off balance. Razik, what are you doing? You're at the door entrance.
Yep.
No one is there.
So she probably went upstairs, I think. I give the cat a curt nod, and I use 60 feet of movement to get here. With my, so that's my move and my action, which I use the dash, and then with my bonus action, I'm going to summon a blade of my offhand, and I'm going to chuck it at range towards the dude, the final bandit man. And I think I get sneak attack
Actually,
on that.
you have disadvantage because you are such a far range. It is 5 feet or 60 feet range. So 60 foot range. So
It has the normal range of 60 feet and no long range.
I'm sorry, you are fine. It is fine. So you are within the 60 feet.
Yeah,
You can
the
hit.
psychic blades are a little weird.
I just wanted to make sure on that. Sorry, because daggers don't go that far.
Yeah, no worries.
Psychic blades do, however.
So 9 sneak, 7 psychic. I'm sorry. 4 sneak, 7 psychic.
Yeah, no, so that's got it. 20 damage. Wow. How do you do it? Perfect amount.
Well, it's not 20. There's no. I don't get the 9. That would be.
Oh, you don't get the 9.
Yeah, it would be 11, I think.
My bad. Then you don't kill him.
Well, that's my B. That's my B.
He's still up,
All right, that's my turn.
but hurt. Okay. It's his turn. Oh, no, that's a different guy. He's dead. Willa, it's your turn.
Willa will she'll Willa.
Willow.
She'll
Willa.
What will she do next?
she's going to run over to where everyone is around this last guy next to the table, and she'll swing at him with her maul, saying, "Where are the children?" Smack.
Don't wait for an answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock you out before you answer. That's a miss.
9. Okay.
She meant to do it to intimidate.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Anton, your turn.
All right. He's bloodied, right? Isn't he kind of messed up?
He is bloodied, yes.
All right. So while he's bloodied, I'm gonna point my Kopesh directly at him and say, "Last chance. We'll let you out of here alive if you tell us where the kids are."
Roll a persuasion or intimidation check, your choice.
Oh, I'm rolling intimidation.
Oh,
I don't have advantage anymore, do I?
you don't, but it's
Yeah.
a 4.
Oh no.
He goes,
No.
nice try.
Ugh.
That's your turn. It goes to Savamil. That was your action.
It's cringe, bro.
Savamil still got the trident, goes, ah! And goes to stab
Dude, unleash the beast, Savamil.
with a 19, which is a hit. Deals 4 piercing. Strikes him right in the chest. And pulls it out. Still up, but barely standing at this point. As he just seems to be on his knees, awaiting death. Gemma, it's your turn.
She kind of stumbles forward, and she'll hold out her hand again and cast a firebolt at him.
Oh shit!
20.
Oh.
Roll
You are getting
damage.
the hang of this.
For 8 fire.
How does Gemma unleash her fire spell and destroy the final enemy?
Just sees everyone attacking him, and she just kind of leans forward and holds her hand out and fires it past everybody, Savamil and Anton, and gets it, I guess, right in his head as he's engulfed in sort of flames.
As she fires out this firebolt, it engulfs this guy's head, and he screams for a bit as his hair and his flesh starts to melt and bubble and just boil as he's
Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do
And
that.
he-
Sorry.
Jesus,
Sorry.
Gemma.
You see the horrible effects of arcane magic occur as this has happened, and the guy collapses and is dead.
Anton
I
kind of
just-
side puppets Gemma.
I just wanted to stop him. I didn't mean to hurt him that bad.
Well, I guess we're not gonna have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to end it for tonight. As you see and look down, you can see the bubbling and gurgling flesh of this face that was completely singed and burned from this magical spell.
Savage.
Again, which
supposed
you're
to-
not
no,
quite
not-
used to,
Not a monster.
but it has still occurred. Yeah. I'm not a monster.
Razik picks up the wine bottle on the table and just uncorks it. Glug, glug, glug.
Can't breathe.
Trying to unsee that.
Picked a bad day to stop drinking.
All right.
It's just a
Well,
fucking plant,
that's
okay?
going to end it for tonight. Thank you all for joining us again, and thank you for hanging in this long. I know this one went a little long this time as well, but man, it's been fun. It's been fun. So thank you for sticking around. We'll be back in 2 weeks on August 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will have a rerun of this episode next week on August 10th. This episode will also be available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast platforms within the next few days. So again, thanks for sticking around. Mwah! We love you, and have a good night.
Bye, friends.
See you all.
GG, everybody. GG.
Bye-bye.
GG.
Good night.